Hey guys, this is John here in Los Angeles with the Alpha Channel update for Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024. And we are going to start with the Yggdrasil deck today. I never show off the book called the Bifrost. This is it. It's got all the cards in it. This is not your typical tarot deck. These are just, it's sort of the Norse pantheon of characters and a couple pages about each of them. I haven't really looked at it much. The box is this nice heavy duty box, magnetic closure. This is what the present day does so well that we didn't have in the 80s and 90s. Stuff is awesome now. This card is a mock. Bravery, lifting the nightmare. This is what the world needs more of right now. Stand up to your bullies, white people. Stand up to your bullies. I promise you they will back down. I had this going on at work myself. I could tell you guys a little story. He's killed a dragon here. You see this? Right now my job involves working with independent contractors for a central hub. I'm not going to tell you guys what industry I'm in or what we do, but we had a guy named Mohammed who started with us a couple weeks ago. And every time he'd get on the phone, he'd introduce himself as Sean. He'd taken the name Sean. I'm Irish. John is Sean in Ireland, but my dad named me John after one of his best friends. So here we've got this Mohammed with his thick fucking accent, condescending. Ooh, that's a little gross. Condescending, contemptuous, just the way he spoke to me on the phone. I would never treat anyone with such disrespect. He was constantly talking down to me. I had never met him in person. I'd only spoken to him over the phone. We get contracts. We send them out to independent contractors. They fulfill the contracts. Everything's done, handled over the phone and computers on, cell phone. So this guy, man, sometimes you just got to put people in their place. You just got to tell them, look, you're disrespectful. I don't have to deal with you. Man, if he'd have been in my face, I'd have broken his nose. I promise you. I'm so glad he wasn't, because I'd have gotten fired. So this is mock, bravery, lifting the nightmare. And today, I am really, so I started this thing. I think the first current comic book I've reviewed would be the Starlight Cat stuff by Shane Davis. He's, Comicsgate, he's working regularly, he's online, he's promoting his stuff. And I did that in two parts for two reasons. One, it gives me 2 days to promote the book, which is twice as many impressions for all of you guys on YouTube. And two, it protects me from spoiling the entire book in one episode. So if you only catch one of them, you haven't seen everything. You can go watch the second one and have the second one sort of spoil the whole thing, but it's not a complete copyright strike in one place. And since I'm not doing this, in a negative light, what I'm really doing is trying to advertise for them. So doing it twice gives them twice as much advertising. So those are two things, right? Here's the third reason, and this is the most important one that I learned recently doing CYBERFROG Wrecked Planet. Your first pass may not be fair. The mood that you're in will affect how you look at someone else's art. And doing Wrecked Planet over 2 days, the first half of it I wasn't super impressed with. I was jumping into the middle of a story. I'd read Salamandroid Death's Sting. I looked at this little ash can of CYBERFROG 1988 stuff. I didn't think I had BLOODHONEY. And BLOODHONEY doesn't say CYBERFROG #1 on it. My copy happens to be black and white cover. I never opened it. It was in, bagged and boarded. So I thought maybe this was like some outtakes or something. It's not. It's the full story. So I had it, and it was sitting here all along, and I didn't even know it. I was already shopping for it on eBay to buy a new copy. But I've got it, and we're going to do part 1 today. And I've also got these CYBERFROG Unforgettable Tales. We'll get to this. And we will get to the CYBERFROG art of John Malin. I think this is the only John Malin comic I have. And CYBERFROG More Unforgettable Tales. So just a different cover. But yeah. So today we're going to do the first half of CyberFrog BLOODHONEY, and this is Calcin's story. Calcin is I have some stuff in common with this in my story, Legacy of Mad Scientist and The Legend of Ashley Fox. My stories are about living metal, black metal specifically, much like Elric's Stormbringer. I didn't know this when I wrote my novels. I didn't know anything about Elric. I think I'd heard of him. I knew he existed, but I did not know about Stormbringer. And I created something almost exactly like Stormbringer. There's an argument to be made that there's a universal consciousness. God, I'm spitting all over the place today. There's a universal consciousness, sort of the Jungian thing, and that all the ideas are shared. And you see this in engineering, people chasing after patents. And that's why Jews infest the patent office and then steal everyone else's inventions. They're not smart, they're just crafty thieves. And we will deal with that. But I had something similar with living metal, the black metal. And so this is much like Transformers, much like Skynet, but more like Voltron. It's an intergalactic bio-cyber life form. I could go into the way mine works, but that would take 20 minutes, and that's not going to get us any further with this. This is Calcin traveling through space. This might be Earth right here, and this is I don't think so. Well, anyhow, here we get some more. Really, Ethan is such an incredible artist. Look at this cover. Right? Fuck. Here we have the craft. This is actually her body. This is Calcin's body. She's a mother being, or, she's female. She's gendered female. She says it right in here. And she is looking for life forms. She was looking for a Cub Scout troop to basically Power Ranger or Green Lantern up a couple heroes to help defend humanity from the invading Vespis, which are coming toward Earth, and she has gotten here first. Kind of like if Kyle Reese had gotten to Sarah Connor when she was still a little kid before the Terminator caught up with her as an adult, and maybe replace her father or something like that. Like if she was a fatherless child. But instead, Calcin really binds with a frog and a salamander. And there's these really cool shots. Like, look at this page. I would love to see this in black and white. It's beautiful in color, but I would love to see it in black and white. And I think this has got to be Kyle Ritter, right? Yes, it is, Kyle Ritter. See Kyle? Have you seen Kyle? He's about this tall. So, here's the frog. This is just amazing work. Here's CyberFrog. Trick Ron is his name. And Duduron is his brother. Dodiron. His brother Salamandroid. And this is CyberFrog testing out his weaponry. You can see him trying on different armor. He's got sort of this Kaiser helmet with a little bit of like a central ridge line that looks really cool. And let's see here. These pages are amazing. No complaint on not having CyberFrog on the first 3 pages of this one, because one, he's not narrating. 2, look at this wealth of artwork we're getting right here. And I'm only going to do the first half today. This is Calcin's story. Look at Salamandroid. He's sick. That is awesome. It's fucking awesome. So here's another shot of Sal and Calcin. And he's, you're my mom. I love you. So he's like a big goofy dog. I've heard Ethan say on the channel a couple times. And so this page is really important. This is Calcin, explaining the choices, that compromises she had to make in her attempts to protect Earth from this invading force. The compromises she had to make were using a salamander and a frog instead of humans because she was running out of time and energy, etc., etc. And here we get a page where CyberFrog has to deal with the fact that he's sacrificing himself, trying to help people, and the people are mostly scared and rejecting of him. They don't want anything to do with him. He's a freak, blah, blah, blah. Even though he's driven to help people and be good for them, be good to them, it gradually wears on him. And you can see his expression changing here. He's becoming more and more cold-hearted, more and more resentful, until he runs into Heather Swain, who is dealing with an abusive boyfriend, maybe not even a boyfriend, just someone she knows who's hassling her. She's passing through a cemetery. We had cemeteries like this. I didn't grow up in Chicago. I grew up way north of it. But my sister lives out there now, and she lived near a cemetery that people cut through all the time because it was a lot easier than going around the massive blocks. So when you have big cities, that's something people do. And Heather's, a bit of a goth girl, which in the 90s, I understand, tomboy goth girls are about as hot as they get. I was always, about as hot as they get. I especially, what I really love? I love that Heather is a natural brunette who's not bleaching her hair blonde. That's a whole different kind of character that we have in America. And that's why we have blacks wearing wigs and wearing blonde hair. So CyberFrog deals with this dude, and he and Heather become fast friends. CyberFrog doesn't want anything from her. He's not trying to get in her pants, so she has a friend she can relax with and trust. And sort of like some of the gay dudes one of my exes used to hang out with, because they never hit on her. So here Heather shows off the tattoo she got on her shoulder to CyberFrog. She's bringing him chicken. They're having a good, relationship. Their relationship is growing. Trick Ron also meets her. Doodoo Ron, Salamandroid, also meets her, and she names him Salamandroid. She names Trick Ron CyberFrog. Here's the thing though. This is really a backstory, and here's the last page. The last page of this first half, part 1, is Kel Sin, her computer banks, her biological circuitry is failing, and she's shutting down, and she feels that she has failed. And so that's the end of part 1. And I'll give you some of the art of part 2. I haven't read it yet. There's still some nonsense I want to talk about, that I'm going to threaten to get my channel shut down. I wonder if there's 3 parts in this. I think there is. Yes, there's 3 parts. So we're going to do this over 3 days. It's going to be a 3-day review of CyberFrog BLOODHONEY. Today you're just getting part 1. Tomorrow we'll do part 2. Here's the first couple pages of part 2. This artwork is fucking incredible. Here's the front of part 3. So this is, I'm running out of comics. I need to spend some money on some more. I had gotten rid of my collection a while back when things got extremely difficult for me at the beginning of the culture war. Maybe the middle, 2017 was really as hard as it, that's not as hard as it got. That was when it got really, really hard, and kind of hasn't let up for me. It's been 7 years of struggle. So I do want to talk about the flood in Tennessee and the South. I think Atlanta got it really bad. I haven't looked at all the names of the states, but hundreds of people dead, 600 people missing. And our government is giving billions to Israel and Ukraine. Biden is not the president. Biden's entire cabinet is Jewish. Jews do not care about suffering white people. There's a lot of, there are patents for technologies that would have caused the fires in Hawaii, the fires along the track out here in California. I think it was called Paradise City. This is being done deliberately. Jews are treasonous to our government. They are killing white people as fast as they can. They're blowing up Lebanon. They're blowing up Ukraine. This is their move. This is their move. And we are in the middle of, one of the posts I made today was someone had said, your government sent $8 billion to Ukraine, $8 billion to Israel, and 0 for the flood victims. And I said, I smiled, said, this is how the French Revolution started. Remember what we did to them? This time it's going to be all Jews. This is going to be a final solution. We're going to guillotine you. It's going to be strange fruit. Shut down my channel. I don't care. It's not going to just be a race war. This is going to be an ethnic cleansing of Jews from all white countries, followed by blacks, Pakistanis, Indians, all you sub-Saharan uncivilized muds. I'm sure Ethan does not like his comic being linked to such a horrible Nazi, but it is what it is. This is the world we're living in. Legacy of a Mad Scientist, Legend of Ashley Fox. I am an absolute sociopath, psychopath. Read my books and find out. You won't run across anything like this from anyone else, I promise you. Comic book in the description. Knock yourself out. If anyone deserves to be canceled, it's me. I'm Lucifer. Lucifer is as close as you can get to God. Be the rebel, bitches.